Everyone in the hallway had already decided how the story would end. They whispered it with their eyes, with the way they leaned back when she walked past, with the silence that followed her soft footsteps. The single dad will reject her. That's what they expected. That's what always happened. But no one was ready for what he did instead, because when the burn-scarred girl slowly reached for his hand, he didn't pull away. He held it tighter. And in that moment, everything changed. If stories like this move your heart, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness tell the biggest stories. Mark had learned to live with judgment. As a single father, he felt it every day, at school meetings, at playgrounds, even at the grocery store. People saw a tired man with worn shoes and assumed failure. They didn't see the nights he stayed awake helping with homework, or the mornings he skipped meals so his son could eat better. Life had taken a lot from Mark, including his wife, but it had also taught him something priceless. Real strength was quiet, and real love didn't ask for permission. When Mark decided to foster, even his closest friends thought he'd lost his mind. "You're already struggling," they said. "Why take on more?" But Mark wasn't listening to fear anymore. He remembered what it felt like to be alone after his wife passed away, how invisible grief could make you feel. He didn't want any child to grow up believing they were unwanted just because the world was uncomfortable looking at them. That's how he ended up sitting in the small office at the care center, waiting to meet the girl no one else wanted. Her file was thin, but the photos said everything. Severe burns from a house fire years ago. Multiple failed placements. Emotional withdrawal. The staff tried to soften the truth, but Mark could hear it beneath their careful words. Most families don't feel prepared. When the door finally opened, the room went still. The girl stepped in slowly, like she expected the floor to disappear beneath her feet. Her face and arms were marked with scars that told a story of pain no child should ever know. She didn't look up. She never did. Experience had taught her that eye contact only led to disappointment. This was the moment everyone was watching for. The flinch. The hesitation. The polite excuse. Mark stood up. He didn't rush. He didn't stare. He simply knelt down so they were eye level and smiled. Not the forced kind, but the tired, honest smile of someone who understood hurt. "Hi," he said gently. "I'm Mark. I'm really glad to meet you." The girl froze. Adults usually talked about her, not to her. She glanced up just enough to see his hand extended, not demanding, not pitying. Just waiting. Her fingers trembled as she reached out. And when their hands touched, Mark didn't let go. The staff exchanged looks. They had seen this scene too many times, but never like this. No awkward silence. No discomfort. Just a quiet connection that felt real. Life didn't magically become easy after that day. Love never works that way. The girl, Lily, barely spoke during her first weeks at Mark's small apartment. She flinched at sudden noises. She hid her arms under long sleeves, even in the heat. And every night, she asked the same question in a whisper that barely carried hope: "Are you going to send me back?" Mark always answered the same way. "Not today. Not tomorrow. I'm here." His son, Ethan, noticed the change first. He was only 8, but kids have a way of seeing truth adults miss. One evening, he sat next to Lily on the couch and offered her half his cookie without a word. She stared at it like it was a trick. When she finally took it, her eyes filled with tears. She tried hard not to cry. The biggest challenge came at school. Parents complained. Kids stared. One teacher gently suggested special arrangements, for everyone's comfort. Mark listened quietly, then spoke with a calm that carried steel beneath it. "My daughter deserves the same space as every other child. If you're uncomfortable, that's something we can work through. She's not the problem."